Hi, it's Leslie Fightmaster, and Shireen is here with us today. She helped with a couple of classes while I was leading our women's retreat in Isla Mujeres, which is off the coast of Cancun. We had such a nice time. I wish you all could have come. So start in a comfortable seated position, and I'm going to step back right into child's pose with the arms extended. Take a moment here to set an intention for your practice. On your inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, walk your hands to the right. Shift your hips over to the left, stretching through the left side. Inhale, walk the hands through center. And exhale, walk the hands over to the left side, shifting your hips to the right. And then back to center. Come on up onto your hands and knees. Line up your wrists under the shoulders with your knees under your hips. Inhale, bring your chest forward. And exhale, round your back, doing some cat and cow. So inhale again, heart forward, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. As you exhale, press away from the floor, round the back, chin toward chest. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, round your back. Pull your ribs and your belly in strongly. And then back to table. Keep your belly and your ribs pulled in. As you exhale, reach your right leg back. Point the toes down. Outer right hip drops down. Extend the left arm forward. As you exhale, bring your elbow and your knee right down the center. Inhale to extend the arm and leg. Exhale, draw it all in, rounding your back. As you inhale, extend and lengthen. As you exhale, bring the elbow and knee in like you're moving through water. Make a little resistance. Inhale to extend. And then exhale, we'll release it. Left leg, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, rounding the back, another cat-cow. Then pull the ribs and belly into table. Left leg back. And then right arm comes forward. So drop the outer left hip down, spin the inner left thigh up, draw the ribs and belly in, exhale, knee and elbow right down the center, round the back. Inhale to extend, exhale, and round the back, chin toward chest. Inhale to reach and lengthen, exhale, draw everything in down the center. Inhale and reach forward, keep the belly and ribs drawn in. Exhale and release it back to table. And then extend your right leg back and your left leg back so you come into plank. Shift forward about an inch, lower chaturanga, press back up into plank, lift your hips, downward dog. You're welcome to keep your knees down in that plank also, any of the planks really. Arms shoulder distance, feet hips width, stretch back, inhale plank, shift forward about an inch. And then lift your right leg up and come onto your left fingertips. Either stay there or extend the left arm forward. So it's like we did in table, except we're in plank, it's a bit harder. Releasing that. Left leg up, lift it from step your feet together, roll to the pinky toe side of your right foot, and lift up through the left arm. Hips stack right on top of each other. Now maybe you'll add your left leg up, lifting it just a bit. Keeping it off the floor, come to plank and shift forward. Chaturanga, keep the left leg up, press back to plank, and make your way into downward facing dog. We use a lot of core work for this. Inhale, plank, use your core, and then we'll lift up through the left leg. Come on to the right fingertips, just pop up for a moment. Either stay there or extend the right arm forward. Balancing here using the core muscles, right hand down, left foot down, roll to the pinky toe side of the left foot, and reach up through your right arm. And stacking the hips on top of each other. And we'll lift the the right leg up, or not. Keep it off the floor, plank pose, shift forward, chaturanga with the leg up, press back to plank, and then lift yourself into downward facing dog. Look to the hands. And we'll step all the way forward. Now, have a blanket, get a blanket handy or a towel. If you have a hardwood floor, this will be a lot easier. This is wonderful core work. It's not easy, but fun. So if you don't have a wood floor, you're welcome to just hold plank pose. So inhale, bring the feet forward, exhale, planks. You're sliding the feet in. You might want to watch first. Inhale, bring the knees in, exhale, back to plank. Inhale, the knees in, exhale, and plank. Inhale, draw it all in. Exhale, push back to plank. Inhale, lifting the belly. Exhale, extend the legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Shoo, come on down and rest a moment. Just take a little squat. And the knees bending. Then we'll straighten the legs into forward fold and then extend the legs out to plank and then bring them back in. So inhale, plank. Exhale, draw it in as far forward as you can. Inhale, plank. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, plank. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, plank. Use the belly to lift the legs, slide them in. It's going back and forth, using your breath, using your belly to just make your way back and forth. And then we'll slide that blanket out of the way and unroll your mats. And that was a lot of work, huh? Come back to the front of your mat into Samastitihi. Big toes touching, heels slightly apart or feet hips width, and hands to the heart. Come back to your intention for a moment. As you inhale, circle your arms up, lengthen. As you exhale, hinge from your hips and fold in. Inhale to lengthen the spine, looking up. Exhale, fold forward. Now just grab your opposite elbows and rock gently side to side with your feet hips width. And then inhale, sweep out, around and up, lengthen. Exhale the hands to the heart. Inhale again, circle the arms up. As you exhale, hinge from your hips to fold. Inhale, look up to lengthen. And then exhale, stepping back to plank pose. Shift forward about an inch, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or to cobra, your choice. And exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Stay on the ball of your back foot and come up into crescent. Reach up tall. Make sure your right knee's over the ankle. And then exhale, keeping your left hand down, sweep the right arm up. You can always use a block under your left hand. Return your right hand to the floor into a lunge. Step to plank. Shift forward, chaturanga, shoulders no lower than elbows, press up to plank, downward facing dog. Step the left foot up, stay on the ball of your back foot, left knee over the ankle. Rise up as you inhale, pull your left hip back, send the right hip forward. Knee over the ankle. And then return your hands to the floor, keeping the right hand down, reach your left arm up and twist. Keep pulling your left hip back. Release back to the floor and step back into plank. Chaturanga, up to plank, and lift the hips into downward facing dog. Right foot step the left foot forward. Inhale to lengthen your spine, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, rise up, long spine, reaching up. And exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale again, circle the arms up. As you exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, stepping back to plank. Shift forward about an inch, chaturanga. On the inhale, come all the way to the floor. And then interlace your fingers at your low back. Inhale, peel the chest up, press all your toes down on the floor, and then add your legs. Keep the back of your neck long. Exhale, sweep your arms in line with your ears and stretch. Keep the pubic bone pressing down. Inhale, interlace the fingers, other interlace, lift up a little bit higher if you can, and then release down. Hands next to the rib cage, elbows up, squeeze the elbows toward each other. Tuck your toes under. I'm going to press down, lift the legs off the floor, right up into plank. You can always keep the knees down if you like, and then back into downward facing dog. Look forward and step your right foot up and your left foot on the outsides of the hands into Malasana. So sinking your hips down. Inhale, lift up. If it's too much to come all the way down, you can always go halfway in Malasana. Inhale again, bend the knees. Utkatasana, chair pose, weight into the heels. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up to lengthen. And exhale, stepping back into plank, shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, pressing it to up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps, stay on the ball of your back foot. Inhale for crescent. Make sure the knee is over the ankle. Bring the hands to the heart center. Then interlace your fingers behind your back and open up the chest as you reach your knuckles down your back leg, lifting your chest up. Then, folding forward, hovering over your right leg, start to pick up the left leg into a warrior 3 variation. Try to drop your left hip down. Step back into high lunge, reach the arms up, knee over ankle on the right side. And then we'll open to warrior 2. Line up your front heel with your back arch. And then inhale, reverse your warrior. Make sure the right knee is still over the ankle. And exhale, windmill the arms down into a lunge. The knee over the ankle still. And then plank pose. Lift the hips right into downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, stand the ball of the back foot, rise up into crescent, left knee over the ankle, pull your left hip back, drop your tailbone down. Interlace the fingers behind you, other pinky on top. Inhale, start to open the chest. As you exhale, leaning forward over the left leg, pick up the right leg from the inner thigh. Try and keep your hips level here. Outer right hip drops down. And then back into crescent. Reach up, stretch up and lengthen. And then open into warrior 2. Make sure you're still heel to arch, left knee over the ankle. Drop the right arm down, reverse. And then inhale, come back forward. Hands to the mat, step back, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into up dog. And exhale, make your way back into downward facing dog. Breathing here. Always feel free to take your knees down and rest. Push pause if you like to. Look forward, step or hop the feet up. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale to fold, hips over your heels. Inhale, root down to rise up, bend the knees. Chair pose. And exhale, samastitihi. And inhale again, bend your knees. Utkatasana, drop your hips down. Exhale and fold in. Inhale, look up to lengthen. And exhale, stepping to plank and move through chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog and exhaling back into down dog. Step your right foot up, stand the ball of your back foot, again rising into crescent pose. And then interlace the fingers. Open the chest on your inhale. Exhale, hover over your front thigh. Lift the left leg up again into warrior 3. Drop the outer left hip down. And then step it back into crescent. Reaching up. Spin your back heel flat. Line up your front heel with your back heel. And start to fold forward with your hands on the hips or reaching for the floor. Try and lengthen out the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Keep weight into the base of the big toe of your right foot. And then rebend the leg and open into warrior 2. Line up your front heel with your back arch. Dropping your left hand, reverse your warrior. Now straighten the leg, shift your hips back. Right hand to the right, shin, floor, or foot, and left arm up. Windmill the left arm down, back to plank, chaturanga. Inhaling up dog and exhaling back into downward facing dog. Step your left foot up, stand the ball of your back foot, knee over ankle. Inhale to rise up into crescent. Spin your triceps forward and then interlace other pinky on top. Open the chest on the inhale. Exhale, you'll lean and hover over the left leg. Stepping up onto that left foot, float your right leg up. Drop the outer right hip down, spin the inner right thigh up. And then slowly back into crescent pose. Reach up through the arms, spin your back heel flat, And straighten the front leg. Lean over your left thigh. Keep pressing into the base of the big toe and pulling the left hip back. Hands to the floor or not. You can keep hands on hips. Rebend into that left leg and then line up front heel and back arch and move into warrior two, dropping your left hip toward the floor. Drop the right arm, reverse your warrior, stretch to the left side of your body. Come on up straight in the left leg, shift the hips back. Left hand to the shin, foot, or floor. Right arm is up. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Release the hands back to the floor. Chaturanga. Moving through your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, come to downward facing dog. Right foot steps and left foot. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale to fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Chair pose. Reach up, spin the triceps forward, weight into the heels, and then come to stand, Samastitihi. Inhale again, Utkatasana, chair pose, reach up, weight into the heels. Sink back into your chair pose. And then come up onto the balls of your feet and balance, and then take the heels back down. Lift off the heels, balance, start to bend the knees, come down into a squat, if you can. And then take the knees up toward the armpits, setting up for Bakasana. Lean and shift your weight forward. Try and bring your heels up toward your buns, and then set yourself back down. And again, knees toward the armpits, lean forward, keep your gaze forward, don't look down here. Shifting the weight forward into Bakasana, round the upper back like you do in a cat pose, pull the belly in. Lifting off the floor, keep the gaze slightly forward, step or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog, right foot step. Stay on the ball of your back foot. Come back into crescent, all the way up. Hands to heart center. And then interlace behind the back. Open the chest, hover over your front right thigh, reaching the knuckles back. Step up onto your right foot, lift your left leg up. Drop the outer left hip down, spin the inner left thigh up. Try to keep the hips level. Then leaning forward as far as you can comfortably. And then bring your hands to the floor for standing split. So as you lift the left leg, you're lifting it from the inner thigh, trying to keep your hips level. Then walk your hands forward. Line up your wrists under your shoulders. Take a teeny bend in your right knee. And maybe pick up your hands to the heart, balancing in warrior three. Bring your chest forward. Don't let your shoulders round forward. Slowly set your back foot down to crescent. Lift up and lengthen through your torso. Take your back foot flat and lean forward into pyramid pose. Pull your right hip back, fingertips to the floor if you can reach. Don't have to though. Start to bend the right knee back into warrior one. And opening into warrior two, line up the front heel with the back arch, drop your right hip down. Shoulders over the hips, gaze over the right fingertips, and then leaning forward for side angle. Right forearm to the right thigh, or you can take that right hand down to the floor on the inside of the foot, lifting your left arm up. Shoulders are in line, and then reach both arms forward. Stretching arms and ears. Inhale to come up. Knee over the ankle still. Exhale. Lean your torso forward on a diagonal. Palms may be touching. Stretch out your torso. Inhale, release, and come back into warrior two. Drop the left arm reverse. Exhale, windmill your arms down. Take a vinyasa, or you can always skip it and go to down dog. Pressing into Chaturanga up to plank, down dog, or vinyasa. Left foot steps and come on up into crescent. Arms are reaching up, spin your triceps forward. Interlace the fingers behind you. Exhale, hover over your left thigh. And then leaning forward, we'll step up onto that left leg. Lift the right leg up into warrior three. Drop the outer right hip down, hips level. And then start to bow forward, keeping all that length in your spine, keeping the interlace, and then fingertips to the floor. Keep reaching up through the right leg from the inner thigh. Maybe walking the hands toward the foot And then walk your hands forward. Shoulders are right above the wrist. Take a little bend in the left knee. Get your balance. Bring your hands to the chest. Lifting the shoulder heads, and we'll try one more time. Hands to heart center. Keep the right leg lifted, outer right hip down. Lift the shoulder heads, heart forward, and then back to crescent pose. Reach the arms up, and then we'll spin the back heel flat and lean over the left leg into pyramid pose. Fingertips can be down or not. You can always keep hands on hips. Inhale, bend into the left knee, warrior one. Exhale, heel to arch alignment, open into warrior two. Make sure your knee stays right over your second toe on that left leg. Gaze over the fingertips. Lean forward, left forearm to left thigh. Reach up through the right arm. You can keep the forearm on the thigh, or you can slide the left hand down to the floor. Now reach the left arm in line with the left ear. Stretch both arms forward, lengthening. Then inhale, come up to center. And then exhale on the diagonal. Lean your torso over the left thigh. Keep lengthening from the left hip to the left armpit. Inhale, come up into warrior two. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the hands to the mat and step back, plank pose, chaturanga up to plank, or move through a vinyasa, or skip it and go to down dog. Step your right foot up, stay on the ball of the back foot, and then step the left foot all the way forward. Bend the knees, chair pose, drop the hips, reaching up, Utkatasana, and then come on. Take a little bend with your right leg over the left, Garudasana, and your left arm over the right, eagle pose. Release the top leg and extend it back right into warrior three. Again, dropping the right hip down. Bring it forward again, re-wrap it back into Garudasana. And then again, extend it back into warrior three. Reach the fingertips forward and then take the hands to the floor, standing splits. Lift the right leg from the inner thigh. Fingertips on the floor, lengthen, shoulders above the wrists. Take a little bend in the left knee and step your feet together, but lift your right leg up. So you're going to keep that right foot off the floor if you can. Left hand to the outside of the right knee, right arm back, little twist. And then step your feet together. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, reaching up. Start to balance on your right leg, left leg over right, and then right arm over left for Garudasana. Lift the elbows a little bit, then uncross the top leg, lean it back for warrior three. Drop the outer left hip down, bring it back forward, cross it, Garudasana. Uncross it, warrior three, exhale, drop the outer left hip down, inner left thigh up, reach through that back leg, bring it forward, cross it again into Garudasana, and then uncross it to warrior three. Undo your arms, take your fingertips to the floor, keep lifting the left leg up, and then we'll bring it back forward. And bend the knees into Utkatasana. Samasthitihi. Bend the knees again, chair pose, reaching up, drop the hips. Get off of your heels, lift up, sit all the way down into Navasana. Lean back into Ardha Navasana. Keep the belly lifted, extend through the legs, and then lift the legs up. Keep the head and shoulders off the floor, interlace your fingers, and then let your head come down, or just hold the head up. Either way, legs are off the floor, and then drop them about a third of the way down. Inhale, lift the legs, and then bend the knees with your knees right above your hips, and we're going to switch back and forth, elbow to knee. So right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee. And then leaning forward, hands by the sides and little pulses up. And then again, switch opposite elbow to knee. Opposite elbow to knee. Extend the legs up. Keep the head and shoulders off the floor if you can. Take the legs down about halfway and almost to the floor. Let them hover. Head and shoulders down, feet to the floor. Hug the knees into the chest. And bring your arms overhead. Press up into bridge pose. And then roll the shoulders under. Reach your tailbone to the backs of your knees. Either keep the hands interlaced or take your hands to your low back and support your low back with your hands. Feels good. It might be too big of a back bend though, so see how it feels for you. And release. Draw your right knee into your chest. Extend the left leg out. And then switch. Left knee in, right leg out. Roll to your right and press yourself up, taking the soles of your feet together and the knees apart. Open your feet like a book. Inhale, lengthen nice and tall. Exhale, come forward with a long spine hinging from the hips. And then hands to the hips. I'm going to roll the outer hips down. Leaning forward, keep that length through the spine. I'm going to inhale to come up. Now take your legs forward, but still put the soles of your feet together. And reach for the feet. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale to come forward. With a little bit of rounding in the back so the forehead is reaching toward the feet. So lengthening through the spine. Inhale, make your way up. And extend your legs in front of you. Pull your toes back, Paschimottanasana. Lengthen on the inhale, exhale to extend. Try and keep your spine nice and long. If your belly can touch your thighs, maybe rounding a teeny bit at the end. Then inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. Keep the spine nice and long. Exhale to extend. You can keep the spine long the whole time. It's better than rounding the back a lot. Inhale to come up and exhale onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Gently rocking side to side. Take your feet to the floor, hips width apart, knees over the ankles, lift into bridge. And then lower back down. And take the feet off the floor. And extend the legs up and over into Halasana. If this bothers your low back at all, or bothers your neck, then you won't do it. You can keep your hips on the floor. Otherwise, lift up into shoulder stand. If you're not sure how to do it, push pause, watch first, and then take the pose. Keep your chin away from your chest. Now, if you have lotus in your practice, you can take a lotus here. Otherwise, you can cross at your shins. And keeping your spine long, lift the legs up. And then exhale, take your shins towards your forehead. Releasing down, begin to roll yourself out slowly. Keep the lotus if you have it, or keep crossing the shins. Press up onto your forearms for Matsyasana. Crown of the head is reaching down. Open up through the chest. And release your Matsyasana. Release the lotus or the shins crossing. Draw the right knee in, extend the left leg out. And then take your right knee across and twist. Looking over the right shoulder. Sorry about that. There goes Duke. Come back to center. And draw the left knee in. Hug it in. And then take it over to the right side for a twist. Look over the left shoulder. And then back to center. And draw your knees in. Just rock yourself gently from side to side. Lifting the head and shoulders up, hug the knees in. Lengthen the tailbone toward the backs of your knees. And then making your way into Shavasana to rest. Take a few moments to get really comfortable in your Shavasana. And then once you're there, just allow yourself to completely relax. Quiet mind and quiet body for Shavasana. And while you're here resting, I have a quote again from Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements. It's a wonderful book about the third agreement today. The third agreement is don't make assumptions. He says, find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. And begin to make some movements to reawaken your body. Roll off to your right side, pausing a moment for gratitude for all of our blessings. And then we'll make our way up to seated. Comfortable seated position. Bringing the hands together in front of your heart. Let's bring our hands to the forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to the heart remind us to have clear and loving intentions. And then hands to the mouth to remind us to have clear and loving communications. Namaste. I honor you for your practice. Thank you so much to Shireen. If you liked our class today, please push the like button and subscribe to our channel and share these classes so that we can hopefully take free yoga to as many people as we can possibly reach. If you are in a position where you can send us a donation of any amount, there is a link below. It helps to support our mission to continue offering yoga. Thank you so much. Bye.